Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Terrence Ray, and we got a different video today. We're going live. Decided to do a little streaming. Uh, Want to do the open of the futures market, so I waited about an hour. The futures market actually opened up about an hour ago, but it is moving, and we're gonna do some technical analysis. I got some scans, some pre-built scans that I already have built on the Thinkorswim platform, and we're gonna run through a whole lot of charts. I'm going fast, so without holding you too long, let's get moving. First of all, I want to talk about the SPX. I like to do my weekly expected move, but this time I decided to do it live. So we're gonna pull up the SPX now. On Thinkorswim, I have an indicator that will basically do it for me. So I don't have to draw it out on here. Once I click this on, there you go. Now this one shows the expected moves for the previous ones. Obviously the green being the highs of the expected move and the reds being the low. And that's what we're gonna have. Save it like that. Now, what I'm looking at for the week, as you can see from here to here, that's about 65 bucks. Now, if we look at the previous week, what was it? 44.18, 42. I think it was like it was like 90 bucks, a little over this week and then the previous week as well. Now, what we can see this week with it not being as much after having this large up move from this low to this high, I'm expecting to see some chop. I'm expecting to see a little chop. Let's take that off. Then we can also come to, now that's just a visual way of looking at it. If we come to the options tab, we're gonna go over here to the weekly November. Now this is the expiration that expires on Friday. You see it says 65 bucks plus 65 plus or minus $65.38. Now, well, keep in mind, normally I'm on the TastyTrade. TastyTrade's expected move would generally be a little less. They calculate theirs a different, just a little bit slightly different, but they're closely related, right? Theirs may be just a little bit more accurate. And when we come back, this right here on the option chain, we come back here, we put it on the chart again, and I'll show you guys, and then I will bring it back up, and then boom, there we go. So you can see right here on my chart, there's the expected move charted out. And with us being here, you can see how on Friday it ended the week right there on it. Look at that, guys. I mean, you don't get, I'm gonna try to zoom in. So make sure if you want looking at this on a phone, I want you to see that is the weekly expected move. And you can automatically see that the price action went right there and that's where it stopped. So when I set up these expected moves and you see it, you get this touch, look at it on this week right here back in October. Look, you got a wick here. Price action stayed there for the week, And you can look and see, even into the next week, it still held there as resistance and then broke down. So when I do these expected moves and set this up for you guys to look at, don't just brush it off. You can you can build a trading plan around this for the week. I like to, that lets me know that, hey, or at least I'm thinking that, hey, I may not get a big move, so it may be some range trading. Now, without further ado, now that we got that part done, let's go ahead and let's look through some charts. Over here, what I got up right now, I'm gonna drop, that's my regular watch list, and it's the same that I have when you're watching on Tasty Trade that I have here. You're gonna see me close this up, and then I have another watch list right here down below it. It says contrarian scan. Now, obviously, this scan right here is looking for stocks that's going counter trend. Thus, the name contrarian scan. I like to arrange it. Now, within that scan, Over here, I have as a header sizzle index. These anything over one means that the options are trading more than usual than in these particular stocks, and I arrange it that way. And at the top is XLC. That is the trust communication ETF. And looking at that right away, we can see it's at, we're looking at it, it's at the yearly high. This is a zoom out. We in a year to date chart, and you can see right here at the highs. So this is the thing. So looking at it now, honestly, I think that this will break these highs. What we're banking on, if with this scan, these particular stocks, we're looking at it making a 52-week high, and then once it breaks that high, at some point pulling back. These particular a trade like this, and you say, well, why would you want to short that? Now I'm looking at doing something. If you this particular scan is looking at doing put spreads, or maybe buying puts, something that you'll get a quick move in and a quick pullback. Now, even though this came up on the scan, I'm not, to be honest with you, I'm not crazy about it myself. Not this particular one. So let's go to the next one and see what we get. This is GoDaddy. Now, this one I like. And well, I'm being honest with you, like stuff like this is what I like to short. And you say, man, you crazy. Why would you want to short? Look at this candlestick. In one day, this candlestick jumped up from basically from $75 all the way to $87 in a couple days. So obviously we think we got earnings right here. So it looks like it was an earnings beat. Earnings was estimate was 71 cent, actual was 89 cent. So it beat earnings, and then he had the large gap up. So that's one, two, three, four, five, six candlesticks after the actual earnings. And in my opinion, this a perfect one to come in and maybe buy put spread in. This is one that I'll be looking at next week. So I'm already thinking we should get a pullback in the overall market. And with us having something like this, if I get something like that, then possibly I'll look at maybe shorting it. So I'll make a separate list for GoDaddy. If I come intraday wise, let's look at it on the hourly. Yeah, it's breaking out to the top. So more than likely, when this opens up, we'll probably get a some more upside. And to me, that's exactly when I'm looking to put on a possible short. You can probably snag a couple bucks out of it, right? You just got to be careful with it. I wouldn't do anything risky. These ultimately are, for me, they are put spread candidates, meaning I will come in and do something like so. I come in here, right here at the month, that's 33 days. And we got 2.5 wide, which isn't bad. So maybe buy the 90 put, sell the 87 and a half. And this is after hours. So the stock market hasn't opened and it's showing that it would be 140. So I would not pay 140 for a 2.5 wide spread. I More than likely I'll try to get it at no more than 130. You got to pay the right price for these. If you overpay, it's hard to make money overpaying for options. Overpaying for anything. To be honest, we think about the housing market and some investors that have some properties that they purchased maybe within the last year or the last 6 months. If the value of those purchases are coming down, they bought them real high. It's hard to make money when you overpay. Now, if they hold it over time, you got enough time, then the market may come back to them. Same thing with option trading and stocks and anything else. Let's go down to, what is this? MCK McKesson. This is another one. I like this one. You can see it trading in a range. You see I have an indicator on here that is plotting right here. You see the channel? This is an upward channel and it just broke out of the channel. Now, me personally, I don't want to get short right out of the breakout because this could run. This may not even be a bad candidate to get long, to be honest with you, rather than shorten. XLK, this is a nice one in my opinion to possibly short. You had this Harami down here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Went up 8 straight candles, had one down, and then another big large candle here. It filled the gap right here. And we can look for maybe some consolidation or something up here, but I don't know if I would look to short it right away. Keep in mind, these are all contrarian. Everyone on this list is a contrarian, part of the contrarian scan. This one right here is KLAC. Have never heard of it. These are just stocks that come, if it pop up on the scan, I look at it. Right here, breaking out towards the top. This will make, a lot of these may continue to go higher. Let's see. Let's go to WM Waste Management. I have no idea what this stock is. I know that it has been running to the upside and it just filled its gap right here. So a lot of these stocks are filling gaps, from when it gapped down back in this summer when the down move started. And these stocks have filled these gaps. Now this is Ferrari. Never traded this before. Ticker symbol RACE. Got a new yearly high. I don't know if it's an all-time high, but it is a high for the year. You got this huge hole right here where it gapped up, broke out of this. See this trend line coming out here, broke out of it. I would guess that within the next few weeks, we get some pullback into here, right? Just we don't know when. I don't know if I'm ready to short. I don't even know what the options market looks like in race. Let's look. Let's see how liquid it is. Go to the front month. Not real liquid at all. I don't see any thousands of contracts over here. I see volume, open interest. Why I don't see any thousands. So not too liquid. AIG. AIG, now this one right here, because we already had this little down move and a pullback. I don't know. I don't like that setup. Let's go to the next one. I'd rather, this one is up. What is this? Cardinal Health. Now the thing about it, you just say, man, you talking about short stuff because you want to catch it at an extreme. Like you want stuff like that's stretched. So if I was to come in here and maybe put a put spread on in here, I'm not gonna pay up for it though. This one you gotta pay too much for it to be, let's look at, for it to be $5 wide. Let's look at that again. That can't be right. I will wait till the market opens up on this one. Now I have thousands of contracts over here on the open interest, so we have some liquidity here. It's just that it's a $5 wide spread, and it's letting me have it for 163. It's not even close to half. So if it's too good, like if it's too good to be true, if you're gonna pay basically for a $5 wide spread, you're not even paying. You're just paying almost like a third of it. And you could, meaning your max profit would be like 337. And I wouldn't think that the ratio would be that off. So I don't like that. I would think that the pricing is going to change when the market opens. Microsoft, let's look at Microsoft. Microsoft is beasting. Got a high right here. This may be all-time high. Let's look at a 3-year weekly. Yeah, so that's another thing. So you can see at some point we got to think that we'll get a pullback here. and then that's when your put spread will make money. Let's go take a look at Meta. Meta's popped up. Now, I actually think Meta is going to run because you can see right here, this was a high pullback. I think this time we might get a break out of here and a run up until right here to fill a gap. You got a gap right here, right around 360. So you get a break over this level right here, break over what, 331, 330, 331, could run all the way to 360, possibly. Let's take a look at Bito or Bito, Bito, whatever you want to call it. Now, this is a weekly chart. You can see it breaking right here on the weekly. Even though it popped up here, this looked more like a buy than anything. I'm not sure in this. Let's see. Now, if you look at it on a daily, so your time frame got to be right. Trading this on a daily chart, right? We looking for a pullback at some point. If you look at this on a weekly though, long term, if we're looking at this on a weekly long term, look at that. I mean, take this high out and it took it out. What's the next level? Right here around 22. So your next level would be, let's draw this out. Let's see if we can get something going across. Would that be your next level of resistance right around in there? Right around 20. Now, so this will bring up my next question. This is the ProShares Trust Bitcoin Strategy ETF. Now I'm guessing because it got Bitcoin in it, some kind of way it mimics the movement of Bitcoin. With that being said, and this chart looks like this, then I will have the same type of feelings that I have for Bitcoin based off of this. All right, let's take a look at Aflac. Aflac got a channel like a previous stock. And this is a weekly channel. So this channel right here, because I'm still on a weekly chart, is looking at this with a week and a weekly. Let's go to the daily. And you can see on the daily, look like we got a top here, maybe a double top in this area. Could we get a pullback here? This may be, and you can see the oscillator getting ready to roll over right here. So maybe let's look at something. What is this again? Aflac. All right, right back here, retrace to the 618. This is a great candidate to short, in my opinion. So I got what, GoDaddy, and then I got Aflac. I gotta look at these. Let's see. Let me go to a different setup. Yeah, I'll at least take a look at this. I'll watch this come next week to see what we get. So we got GoDaddy and Aflac. Let's look at now. What is this service now? Let's go to breaking out above highs. This is, in my opinion, this is a good put spread candidate. Amazon, we got a gap up. Amazon long term though. I know I have this right here. Yeah, Amazon get a break here. Take this fractal out. We may run all the way up to here, 160. So you take this high out at what is that, 145, 146. Could run all the way up to right around in this area between 160, 170. I wouldn't dare think about shorting that right now. Let's take a look at Uber. I skipped over to SIBO. That's just which is beasting up. I wouldn't trade it. CCJ, Cameo Corp. Have no idea what it is, but we do have. Let's looking at the weekly. Let's go to the daily. I don't like the chart. Now on my contract, Uber's breaking out of highs. A lot of the stocks on the chart are actually giving me great bullish signals. So they're stretched, but they're giving me signals that, like, well, I'm looking at it like, yeah, the market's stretched, But then when I go to the weekly, the setup looks real good on the weekly. Like we're gonna get something that's going to run. KKR, I don't know what it is, but we could get another candlestick right here to take this high out. After you take this high out, what's next? All the way up here to right around 73. So that's all for the contrarian scan. I didn't find a whole lot that I would trade. I like GoDaddy, like this one on the daily. I actually liked shorting. There was another one that I had seen on here. What was it? CAH. This one, what was it? AIG. It was AIG and maybe CAH. What was it? Aflac. Yeah, Aflac. So Aflac and GoDaddy are the two that I like. And Aflac, the only reason why I like Aflac, even though we got this down move right here, it's pulling back like it's retesting to go lower. So I'll keep an eye on it. That I wouldn't just go right in this one and short it. I'd like to see it come down and take this low out. Then we could look at it. Now I got another scan. Let's go look at I got another scan that I call put spread scan, and this only got 4 on it. Now this got CAH on it, Cardinal Health, and this one got. Now the characteristics for this one are a little bit more extreme than the one I just looked at, and this one popped up on it. This one and Bito, I guess it's a Bito. And Roblox. This is an ugly chart. Big hole down, hole. So this is just an ugly chart. But I can see why I put up DHI stretched. So if you couple these scans along with when we looked at the SPX, and I'm me thinking that maybe we're gonna get a slowdown in the S&P. So let's come look at it. Put our, looking at the expected move, and I'm just basing that on because the expected move is only around $65. And you got this long trend line right here. Look at this, guys. Let's remove that. Look at that trend line right there. Running right from here to here. You got one touch, two touch. It respected it here. And then right here, what do we think it's gonna do? I expect to get a little bit of chop sideways action and possibly maybe let's say Monday, Tuesday, chop around here, and we may get a break to the upside. With this V shape right here, right? And it gave us a V shape and it shot up out of here and took these highs out right here. That could predict that we get a little bit more of a bullish sentiment in the overall market. When I came on early, I looked at the Euro USD. Was watching this, but I don't really see. And I was only watching it because I got we got this break up here, and it kind of just drifted here, right? Like it's in like a little bit of a holding pattern. And I was just looking to see if we may possibly get a break up to the upside on the Euro USD. So, so like you got this up move from here to here, and like it's just trading in a range. Two, 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 two. So we get a big explosion of a move to the upside. Look at it on the 4 hourly. This is I was looking at. So I watch it. I will if I see a nice move, I'll put a trade on and I'll probably post it in the community tab. So, make sure you're following, you subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, hit the subscribe, help me with the algorithm, and let me know what you're gonna be looking at this week. And if anything else pops up on the radar on the scan, I will do a chart and chart it up and drop it on the page. With that, guys, I'm gonna be out. Peace.